No rush, hey Luke. Hello, morning.
Morning, everyone.
Here we
Hope
are.
you're all well. Interesting to obviously this wasn't scheduled. We're coming right at the start of the chatter. We've never done that
There's
before.
also not very many people on here. It's my fault. I forgot to schedule it yesterday.
All good.
But we're still here around the
We'll,
same time.
We will build to a crescendo.
Be more of a I was just going to say that. Instead of having an early crescendo, we'll have a late crescendo. Some people prefer a late crescendo.
Yeah.
Sometimes people crescendo too early, and then you wonder what to do with the rest of your time.
Indeed. We've just finished filming some TSI 2 and 3 fairway wood videos.
They are nice.
They are very nice. Matty boy might himself a new 3 wood.
I know. I really am a frequent changer now.
Well,
I really am.
you're in.
I'm enjoying it though. I won't apologize. It's
Yeah.
nice.
You're in a spot where it would, from the outside looking in, would appear very enviable, but when the reality of it is kind of dissected, it's very confusing because everything you hit and you hit it well, you're like, well, this would be good for me.
Fair.
And that continues to happen the more good product there is out there.
Weekly. I would say there's the other side of that coin is this. So too much product, too much information, too much to test is definitely can be a headache if you don't know how to decipher it.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm here with you every week though. Like
Yeah.
I'm not gonna go down the wrong path.
No.
Because you're just gonna say to me,
Yeah.
no, that's no good. So I'm basically just double privileged because I have access to everything. I have access to advice from you, and I trust it. So it just doesn't bug me. That's what I say to people. They're like, oh, does it bug you to change?
Yeah,
I'm
it's
like,
good. It's a really good point.
it doesn't bug me because I know the club has been fitted and
Yeah.
performs for me. So when I go to the course, if I hit it poorly, unless it's a pattern or something that isn't me, then I don't doubt the club. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. No, it's
But that's just fitting in general, right?
It's
Like
a
that's
very,
just,
very good point. And I think we know your game so well now that when we see certain things from a product, we're like, okay, that's different. That adds a different dimension to that club or offers you something completely different.
It's kind of how we felt about. Well, we won't spoil it. One of the TSI, well, both of them obviously were good.
Yeah.
No expecting to see that video and think that Titleist New Fair would suck. I can promise you that's not the case. But
That's
one
for
of them was quite a bit more interesting for a certain type of player. That's all I'll say.
And while we were chatting away, the chat just exploded, which is lovely.
Fantastic.
Which
I
is
know,
lovely.
there's 300
Yeah.
people. Good.
There's,
I know. Oh no,
Good
there's only
morning.
40 people. Hello,
good
300
morning,
people.
300 people.
What else is happening?
What else is fresh?
Quickly before I forget, we'll probably do this till about 11-ish, maybe just past 11:15. Then we'll
Yep.
do a little members only live for those of you that are silver and above.
Yeah.
You will get a notification. It won't happen immediately. Give me 5 minutes after this thing, and we'll do it.
We, as
yeah,
a
show
popular
people that.
request, we got some big thanks to the guys at Callaway.
Thank you, Callaway. Thank
Specifically
you,
Dave Neville. Yeah,
He's very quick.
top man.
Sent us these at our request.
Chrome Soft X's. We've already chopped it in half.
We've been informed that this is the ball for me and many others. And yeah, you'll see the close-ups, but the internal construction is drastically different
Yep.
than the standard.
Oh, there it
and now
goes.
it's in the garbage. The core on the X is, I don't know, 40%
Yeah,
bigger, something
massive.
like that. So
Massive. So expecting to see a little bit of a difference in that driver ball speed. I think
Yeah, I
it will
think
stand
so.
up to your compression a lot better.
and the spin on the mid-irons might come up.
Yeah.
Dave said to me that he thinks the X would kind of do all the things that we expected, so we will see. We
I'm
will see it together.
excited to see that.
You in the mood for questions? We can get into it
Aye.
whenever you're ready. Yeah, do it. I don't know if H has a question, but
H, I don't think has a
he's
question.
sending
I think
he's sending the only super chat of the day. I'm saying that now. Thank you, H.
Thank you,
If you have a
H.
question, throw it in there. But for everyone else, super chats will be not a thing today. We're enjoying the no super chat so far. It's been going good.
All right, let's jump down to the bottom.
Okay, you go down there. I'll stay at the top.
Oops.
And when you're ready,
All right, Ian Donnelly has mentioned there's been some talk that TSI 2 is more suited to mid and above handicap more than TSI 3 in the driver. Thoughts? Yeah, I think that's fair enough, but I don't think you should limit yourself to just going at one of them. There's a lot of the time. Depends what you need. You know, your handicap. People have higher handicaps, mid to high, for a reason, different reasons. It might be your putting, it might be your chipping. You might be a very strong driver of the golf ball. You might have, very consistent strike patterns. You might have a strike pattern or face, sort of face-to-path relationship that suits the adjustable plate in the bottom that the TSI2 doesn't have.
That's very true.
Mid to high handicappers come in many shapes and sizes.
That's a very good point. I don't think TSI3 is like unforgiving. I just think you would play a higher loft. Yeah, we'll answer that in a second. I just think you'd play a higher loft if you're a higher handicap player. Likely, not guaranteed, but it's still very stable. Do you want to take that one now?
Justin Henry is asking, does cold weather kill distance?
It does. Kills it for me.
It certainly changes the output from the player. You're obviously going to add some layers to nobody. I don't think swing's very good when they've got 3 or 4 layers on. If you've got that base layer, maybe a t-shirt and then a sweater, then maybe a jacket or something like that over.
Like you try to keep yourself mobile but warm.
Yeah.
Agree.
Definitely.
We may be doing some more testing on that at some point. I know there's been some curiosity. Brent, this, don't worry, is still happening. The 10-degree TSI head is in the mail. We'll have it sometime this week so that Monday we will film that. So Titleist was good and sent us one in the mail from California, so it is coming.
David is asking, Ian, how uncomfortable are you with Matt's quarter zip polo combination? Score out of 10.
Is this okay? It's not bad, right?
0 uncomfortable. 0 levels of
So this collar is quite, thank you. I know what you mean though, like this collar is quite structured. I have other collars that are a little softer and they look terrible with a quarter zip. So I was very selective with this. Nothing gets past me.
Just thinking about it always. It's funny, like I've talked about this a few times, like when I wear the little quarter zip with this, I can't wear a polo shirt under.
And to be fair, this is a Fairway, this is a Zero Restrictions, the company sweater. They're a little bit less European fit than yours. So I think there's also a little bit more room. This is a fashion channel now. There's a bit more room in this area so it doesn't do this to your collar. So if I'm talking to you, B Dratty shirt and a Zero Restrictions jacket.
Too funny. Yeah, the boys were saying there's been all sorts of requests been coming in of things outside of obviously equipment where we specialise. There was a question the other day like, which waterproof cart bag do you guys recommend?
And we're like
we
don't play in the rain.
We don't know. None.
That's hilarious. Hey, authority on golf. That's what I told you.
Yeah.
To you, pal. To you.
I need a tour of the closet.
Arturo.
Arturo.
Guys, again, no super chats.
No supers today, guys. No supers.
Send in your freebies only.
Yeah.
Arturo, we will grab yours though.
Yep. Best wedges for high handicap, 25.2 index. Looking for the best 56.60. I mean, I'll give you a few to try because you never want to narrow it down. There is no such thing as the best. But
Apparently I'm quiet.
The ES21 it comes in that sand and lob wedge option, the Mizuno.
Oh, that's it. Yeah.
The ES21.
So I had to think about what you were talking about for a minute. I was like, what is that?
I think we really have enjoyed the CBX2.
Extremely good.
Really good.
Cleveland.
And as you start to kind of get a little small in the profile, but still not a blade by any means, it's Glide 3.0. So I think the 3 of those are really, really nice.
I agree. Absolutely. All 3 are a good choice. A couple new members I'm going to welcome. Mario, welcome.
Welcome.
And I saw another one here. Right about. I will find it. When I find it, I will buzz it.
Will is asking, can you explain how spin is calculated indoors on GC Quad and Trackman? Well, spin is measured through obviously the pictures taken by Quad. Spin is measured by Trackman, seeing the little silver dot that you're supposed to have on it and how many times you need 1.5 revolutions of the golf ball before it can accurately measure the spin rate within the flight window that it sees. The problem with it is a lot of people don't bother to put the dots on there. And any time you see a spin rate with Trackman that's italicized, it's a complete guess. It's often a little bit off compared from what we've seen.
An estimation is the fantastic.
Yep.
Okay. Sorry, I was just reminding people about supers. I've got one here if you'd like.
Mm-hmm.
Will says he's a 15 handicapper and he currently uses game improvement irons. Okay. He's thinking about getting fit for blades. Is this a bad idea for Will? Will is a 15 handicapper.
think the idea of solely going in to just get blades, Will, I think is maybe the bad idea. Getting blades, might not turn out to be the worst thing, as long as that's what fits you best. But I think just going in there solely with the mindset that I have to get a blade, I'm only getting a blade, that might not be the best approach.
I think that's true. To you.
William Hartman, you guys reviewed both the Haywood signature irons and the Sub 70 699 irons. It seemed you liked the feel of the Haywoods better, but the Sub 70 has better service. Subjective.
Yeah, I think it's just individual experience.
Any more insights to share?
Interesting.
Not really. I don't, and I actually don't think we did like the feel of the Haywoods better. I think the feel in both was very similar.
Let's be clear. Signature. You're talking signature normal, not
Normal,
MB, William.
not
so
MB.
no, I don't think we mentioned any advantage. I would recommend doing some research on it, but no, if that's based on feel, no, I would imagine they feel pretty
Definitely.
similar.
Yeah, not something that we've seen. I mean, we would need to do that test in all honesty, William, to give you an honest answer. We'd need to do that side by side at the same time. 100%. There was months between us testing those irons, so sort of opinions on feel have to come out of the same test, in my opinion.
Agree. Same golf ball, same shafts. And everything.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
Golf ball's a big part.
Fantastic. This is a good one. Tim is saying, is it common for a player that has a steep angle of attack in their irons to struggle with height?
Mm-hmm.
Probably in both ways.
Yeah, it is.
So if someone's steep but presents a lot of loft, they'll struggle with spinning the ball super high in the air.
Yeah.
But that's probably a little more rare than someone who just knocks it down flat and can't flight it the way they want. Definitely.
Yeah, the steeper player will often struggle with kind of flight and things like fairway woods and stuff like that. A lot of it's dependent on your speed. So, that type of thing. But yeah, being a little bit on the steeper side will sort of flight your golf ball down in the most part.
Do you know what I just realized? I didn't put slow mode on.
Ah.
Take a couple more. I'm just going to put it on.
Okay.
That's why there's so many.
It's busy, eh?
Which is good.
Yeah,
right?
I don't mind it. Yeah, I'd leave it this week.
You okay for now?
Yeah, all good. We're just not going to get many of them.
Guys, institute your own slow mode if you don't mind.
Yeah.
Police yourself.
Craig Miller, good question. I struggle with tempo and get slightly out of sync with the arms and body. Could a slightly heavier shaft help? Absolutely, Craig. Very, very good question, and you are spot on, my man.
Smashing.
Yeah.
That is smashing.
Kiwon Sun is South Korea in South Korea when 95 to 100 mile an hour golfer tests Autoflex shaft. When are we going to get that golfer to test Autoflex? Yeah, very good point. We are going to get some slower swing speeds to test some of the lighter Autoflex we have. Mm-hmm. Iron shaft is also good. Yeah, keen to do some testing with that iron shaft.
That'll be interesting, eh?
Really keen to see how that is. But yeah, we have some other swing speeds that we're going to do testing at those 38. I think Mikey said cut weight was 38 and 45 grams on the lighter ones. Yeah,
the regular or something, or the senior?
Yeah, they get like, it's the 305 and there's the 505.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
Phil's asking, can we expect a Callaway iron test at MB and the CB? Yes.
Yeah, imminently.
Yeah, we tested it actually last week in the store from a TXG buying perspective. We had a little look at it, but the heads. Yeah, I did like the look of it. The MB has probably the least amount of offset I've ever seen on a blade, or certainly in a long time that I've seen on a blade.
Interesting.
A few of the boys actually said it looks like somebody thought that actually the leading edge was ahead of the hosel, which is more just a representation of the lack of offset. It's more just what their eyes used to see.
That's pretty interesting.
Yeah, very interesting.
We're getting 2 custom sets to test with. Again, Callaway was quite nice about that, so those are coming.
We love it. We have the new Cobra Mim Tour in the drawer.
Another thing, a full set of those is coming.
Set of those.
Once those full sets arrive, we will do it.
Yep. Jay Boot, when is the TXG Orlando tournament? When we're allowed to travel.
Ask us in January 2020, and we may have a better answer. Right now, the world is very uncertain.
Yeah, we don't.
In many ways,
we don't know what's going on and when we can do that. So
wait till we see what happens the next few months. It's something we want to do, but it's very hard to picture something like that when you can barely leave your house to get groceries.
I know. Yeah.
Whisker is asking, about our ball testing. Yeah, Whisker, we just cut open a Chrome Soft X today. We still have our fingers. And he plans to expand the TXG test kit for ball testing. Well, that was the most recent test kit. We're always open to more stuff, for sure. Yeah, I think the ball cutting open thing is nice. We always know roughly the composition of the ball just based on websites, but it's nice to be actually holding it and seeing it. Whatever one you want, yeah, go for it. I got
yeah, grab one. Just
sure.
There was one that caught my eye and I lost it.
No worries. Yeah, take your time. There's no rush.
Coming thick and fast here.
Yeah, no rush. Okay. Best budget home simulator. We will have some stuff coming on that, Owen. Someone sending us a Skytrack. I think Paul, a viewer Paul, is mailing us one, which is much obliged. So you'll see that hopefully in the next couple months. Why does a Fujikura Ventus Blue have lower torque than Ventus Black? On purpose, I'm assuming.
I will verify that because I don't think that is
Might not
what
be
I've
right.
seen.
Okay. Do that for a moment. I can get some more. I'm going to take this from Chris. Chris is from Germany. Hello, Chris. So Chris has a 13.5 degree driver. He's been using that loft for a couple of years. I'm assuming he's saying he likes it. Is there a chance of gaining more distance by using a lower loft than one? There is, but only if that doesn't fit you, right? 100%. But I would say there's a pretty good chance that someone could get you in a lower lofted driver, more ball speed, but maintain enough launch and spin. So it's worth a test, Chris. There's a chance your driver might still be the best one for you, but I would take it to a fitting place and see what happens. Brian's asking if we can rank blades based on forgiveness. That is very tough to do, Brian. Depends on what kind of forgiveness you need, that's for sure. None of them are really particularly forgiving, I can tell you that.
Yeah, I think you nailed it there. Depends what you need. Forgiveness comes, in sort of many different forms.
More sole design is the forgiveness in blades, is that fair to say?
Yeah.
The more sole technology involved?
So the actual measured torque, again, it depends what's measuring it. The measured torque on Ventus Black is not higher. It's almost the same. It's very, very similar.
In the 6 inch.
Yeah, but and again, one measurement. So you can have torque that's very similar. You default to probably calling that the same.
Okay.
But if you look at the butt EI, very, very different.
Oh, wow.
So between the blue, if we go down and kind of have a look at kind of where they are. So
does the torque almost function differently?
That's to me that's a bad read.
Too extreme
on that, yeah.
Well, is it fair to say that I'm sorry, I forgot who asked the question, but torque is really not the thing you should be paying attention to as your metric of comparison anyway. Like blue versus black, you're looking for different things, strike point differences, feel differences. Is torque really the thing you'd be like, I'm looking for torque on the wall? I don't think I've ever heard you say that. I'm looking for torque right now.
The only time we can have chat about that in the past is for the people who are maybe skeptical about playing a specific flex. And we will go, maybe if we wanted to play something a bit stiffer, we might go with a slightly higher torque profile in order to kind of keep some of that feel in their hands.
Makes sense, right?
So it stabilizes the kind of consistency of the shaft. Interesting little FYI, I was telling Matty earlier on, I built up Fujikura very kind sent me a Ventus Blue for my driver, and I played some golf with it on the weekend. Very interesting.
That is interesting.
So I was hitting it next to another brand new shaft, actually in prototype, not out yet. And the other shaft, both exact same weight and flex, I was moving the ball a lot with this other shaft, like lots of lefts and rights.
Really?
No word of a lie, put Ventus in and it just went like, they were straight lines. It was really interesting. So it's one that I'm going to, just to verify what's going on, I'm going to have to do a little bit of test and see if is it strike point, is it some discrepancy with the face angle.
It'd be interesting to see what it is.
The other shaft also, which is very interesting, is not pured. The Ventus was pured prior to installation. Like, wow. I couldn't consistently know what the other shaft was going to do. It would go a little left and it would go quite a lot right, and the Ventus just went straight.
Puring testing needs to, Well, we can commence pretty soon, can't we?
Yeah, very much so.
A bunch of people asked about Tiger irons. Yes, we gave them away to one lucky soul.
Who won that?
His name? Oh, of course I do.
Good for
You ever know me to remember something?
Good for you.
I will tell you
Gentleman.
this lucky person's name
Very cool.
in just but a moment.
Kyle is coming in for full bag fit tomorrow. Kyle Young, any recommendations for preparation? Yes, there is a video on exactly that. So, you know, in the space we're going to give you this answer, we won't have time to fully prepare you, but there is a video on how to prepare for your fitting session.
Yeah.
Is that? I think that's
It's
the title,
literally called
isn't it?
that, yeah.
How to prepare for your
Just
fitting
Google that
session.
plus TXG.
It'll populate it.
A couple of young mugs will come up and they will explain it to you. Andrew from Glendale, California was the winner of Tiger irons. And they are going to be in the mail shortly, Andrew.
Nice, Andrew. Congratulations, buddy.
Haywood irons I'll draw later this week. Again,
Nice.
let people have some time to enter.
Yeah.
Speaking of people sending us stuff and us sending them stuff, Michael's asking about the Steadfast Shafts. Yes, Michael, we do have them. They are in Ian's office. They showed up, I think, on Monday or something. I'm not entirely sure when we'll test them, but yes, we do have them, so thank you for sending them.
There you go. Luke, a little late, but more than all, it's all right.
It's okay. We were late.
It's all right, Luke. Nice to see you, my man. Andrew, you sure you didn't get the last name wrong?
Unfortunately, it was not that last name, Andrew.
How can someone get an Autoflex, Corey? You can. I think the order has went in, so I don't think you'll make this this kind of this wave of shafts coming in from us. I believe it has been. We have them en route, but maybe next time round, if there is an additional request going into them, then we may have them for you.
All right. We will keep you posted, though, I'm sure, on that.
We will. Alex is asking, Justin Thomas using a TS3. Why do you think the switch? Driver.
Really?
TS3. I wonder if he. Yeah, I mean, it is an interesting time of year for switching because there's still majors to be had. I mean, the Masters is obviously coming up, so it's purely based on that. It's purely based.
Yeah, I agree. Tough time to switch equipment. Okay. Is there a new Z-Star ball due anytime soon? Matt's asking.
Yes.
Okay.
There is.
TBA. To be announced.
We should see it. We should see it. We'll see it fairly soon. Nice. You guys might see it maybe closer to maybe it'll be a January sort of a launch, but we will see it in the next couple of weeks.
Lovely. I'm trying to catch up a little bit.
So best off-season tips, suggestions for equipment after a long layoff. Best off-season tips. I think that's a two-parter.
It is a two-parter.
Best off-season tips. Robert Hood, build a bigger engine. Okay, build some speed. Building speed is the one part of the game where you can cash that in off the tee. You can cash that in on the second shot, right? Very few things you can do in golf can pay off multiple times. Building speed will pay off multiple times.
At least twice a hole.
Exactly.
This is par 3.
So whether that's taking advantage off the tee, and then obviously the benefit of being longer off the tee, then being fast. So it's not just a case of getting longer. You have to get faster because that's how you cash it in. Because if you don't gain speed, you don't gain on the second shot.
Yep.
Right? So
it's very true.
Gain the speed because then you can cash that in on 2 shots per hole, which from a strokes gain perspective will have a massive advantage.
Yeah, I agree.
Suggestions for equipment after a long layoff. Do not change equipment after a long layoff. Get yourself back up and running, get your swing kind of back into the point where you feel like you're making good contact. Do not go and try to get fit after a long layoff. You will not get what you want out of the fit session. You'll leave yourself disappointed.
Well, you'll be trying to knock rust off in a fitting day while you're buying stuff. It's a nightmare.
You'll constantly doubt yourself about, whether it's the right time. I'm not really striking it well. Should I just wait? You'll have this inner conflict with yourself.
Agree. This is a good one. From Dawson. Dawson, you're not making us cringe, I promise you. So Dawson's asking, he wants to go grab some demo clubs. Golf Town has a sale every November. It must be coming up next week.
Right.
Can you fit me into the proper shafts after he buys the demo set.
Of course, yeah.
Yeah,
of course.
absolutely, Dawson. I would just watch
Of
what you
course.
spend on the demo set. Do some research about what shaft prices cost. But absolutely, yeah, you can come in for the retrofit. Loft and lie adjustment would be good for you too.
Definitely. Brent's asking, at what point do speed gains require new fitting for new shafts? I mean, it just depends where you are. You know, I think if you're 92 miles an hour and you go to 96, yeah, you could be looking at a change, but you could go from 96 to 103, 104, and it doesn't take you out of stiff into X.
Yeah.
So it depends where you're at. And also depends on the shaft profile and all that sort of stuff. So
It's pretty. You can't really be.
I wouldn't really honestly give you a number. I would say to jump between flexes is generally about 8 to 10 miles an hour, but I'd still always recommend doing that with a fitter rather than having a guess at it.
Agree. Okay, I think I've got. Yeah, you stay at the bottom because I'm kind of around where you just were now. Can get some more of these babies.
Diamana or Riptide for sim? No such thing as a winning recommendation there, Matthew. It's a go hit it, go see for yourself, go see what works best. There's a reason there's 110 driver shafts in the wall. There's no such thing as the right one. There's just options.
There'd just be one then.
Yeah, there would be one. There'd be it. It'd be like, okay, 60 gram stiff guy. Here's the shaft for you. It doesn't exist.
Yeah, unfortunately, it doesn't work that way. Or fortunately, depending on how you think about it. All right. Can you guys explain swing weight? Sure, we can. Cole's notes. Swing weight. Is there a direct relationship between the amount of grams and the swing weight? Okay, well, give us your basic rundown of what swing weight means.
Swing weight is a measurement of the balance point of that shaft. So it's based on a 14-inch fulcrum. We measure, obviously, the balance point relative to that fulcrum. So gram weight raw weight has an influence on that. But, it takes... So take the shaft, for example, right? So the shaft goes basically the full length of the golf club. It takes 9 grams of weight to shift swing weight by 1. It takes 2 grams of weight to shift swing weight in the head. So at either side, there's obviously more influence on adjusting that swing weight. Don't get caught up too much in it, though. I don't think it's something that people have to live and die by.
Let your qualified builder kind of advise you on how that should...
Yeah,
get together in your fitter.
At times, a move into a certain head shaft grip combination may lead you into a different swing weight. That doesn't necessarily mean just because it's not what you've played in the past and played well in the past that it's wrong.
Yeah, throw it out.
Yeah.
Good. Thank you. Cole's notes. Apparently, Cole's notes is the Canadian thing. I think Cliff Notes is the American thing.
Thanks, buddy boy.
Someone told me that I was Canadian because I said Cole's notes, and I said, I know I'm Canadian. I was born here. I remember it.
Interesting one by Justin there. Playing in cold temperatures, could it damage your clubs?
Hitting range balls with a thin face club does.
Yeah, I've heard of that.
But unlikely. I mean,
I love that stuff. Phil Rothman. Blink if you've heard anything about the new ping irons.
They've been reviewed. Go watch it on Alex Etch's channel. Yeah.
Big blink.
Oh, like another ping iron, not G425s.
Big blink.
Okay. Blink.
Cliff Notes is US, Dave's saying. Or grab a couple while I empty my tea bags.
Absolutely. You gonna get something to drink? You gonna get something to drink also? All right. Do you think Autoflex would help Phil Mickelson's driver? I don't. I think Phil's doing just fine. He wants to hit it far, he's hitting it far. Do you think Phil should stay on the Champions Tour full time and play events like majors on the regular tour and kind of do like what Steve Stricker does and Ernie?
Nah, he's too good.
You think? Right now?
He's still too competitive.
Interesting.
Yeah, I still think he can notch up a win or two.
Oh, he could for sure.
On the big tour.
I don't disagree.
I don't know how good that is for his game, and I think that's proven to him. He's won obviously twice. He's scored heavily, came back to the PGA Tour and not scored heavily.
It's a completely different setup.
So I don't know how good that would be for his game. If he does still harbour ambitions of winning majors and big championships, I still think he has to compete and be pushed at that level.
I agree. Until he's ready to say, I'm not going to win another major, then
Yeah.
he can do it at that point.
Yeah.
Yeah, it makes sense. Makes sense. The oldies. Callaway X-Forge UT is coming. We have not tested it yet. I'm very
Looks great.
interested yet.
Looks
great.
really, really good.
I am very optimistic. Hopefully it's good.
Matt Norris, when are we going to see a new Al versus Matty long drive challenge? Can I answer this one for you?
Of course you can.
My boy's not really in long drive mode right now.
That's true.
He's in make my game better mode, become a lower handicap golfer, become a better golfer.
Yes.
I think Matt's game has evolved beyond distance. He has as much distance. Yeah, I think so.
It had to.
Matt has enough distance. That's why you probably see like Autoflex, where his ball speed goes to 183, and then we'll test TSI 3, and we're at 174, 175.
And by the way, I played terrible between those two videos.
Is that right?
Yeah, I was playing really well right before Autoflex, terrible after because I was swinging like an idiot, but it was fun. Like I don't regret it, but I just have to manage how often it's done, like you said.
Well, it's very interesting. I didn't know you had played bad after that.
Relatively, not terrible, but like I was out of sequence.
Well, because when you came in for Autoflex, remember I took that little video and I sent it to you. It was kind of, I took a video of the session and I remember saying to you, like, it looks like you've kind of Tony Finau'd your swing.
I was very compact there.
Yeah, and you played great when you were on your boys trip.
Yep.
And then obviously Autoflex, you kind of get the, come on, swing it harder, swing it longer, the hand path needs to travel more and all that sort of stuff. It completely knocks you out of sync, so.
The good news is at least I know the two sides of it now. But yeah, Al and I will always have good duels.
Yeah.
For him, I will swing faster, just for his pleasure. Okay.
What's that? Ian the Don King to Matty's Tyson.
Don King, that's a good reference. You're setting up the match. Match of the century.
I know.
Do you think TXG will ever do a live day weekend event at a course? Yes.
Absolutely.
Not only will we, Dave, we've done it in the past.
We have, yeah. We've had our TXG Sessions events.
Done it a couple times. Oh no, we haven't. We've done it once.
Yep.
We planned it a couple times. We did it once. Yes, that will happen. In the bright future. In the bright future. At the end of the tunnel, that's where we'll be. There's a lot of questions in here this time.
Where are we at? I just saw one there. DB George. Ian, you said to get faster in the off season. Where do I find the best way to do this golf related, not just gaining? I mean, super speed golf is the easiest place to start. I think making sure first and foremost you're physically in a good enough spot to start over speed training. It's very taxing on the body, but I think if you can do it, then there's some serious gains to be had by that. So I think starting there, DB would be the right place. Super speed golf.
Super speed. There's a quick one here from Broden. Broden T20s came out last year, and they will be replaced next year.
Yeah.
So if you want to buy some before they're not available, you have. I don't know what their stock is like, but time-wise, you're good.
Definitely. Favorite course in the GTA? John King's asking.
Favorite course in the GTA? I really like. I know it's not. I don't know it's in Uxbridge, but I really like Coppenwood a lot.
Yeah, Coppenwood's good, eh?
I obviously like my course, but that's very obvious.
Yeah.
What do I think are the best courses? Yeah, I think Coppenwood's definitely up there from my perspective. I think the TPC courses with an S are extremely good.
Really good.
Obviously, I don't want to.
So many.
The Nationals, like we know these things are very good.
Yeah.
But from a personal note, I really enjoy playing golf at Coppenwood. I just think it has a lot of the look, and the conditions are obviously amazing. The practice facility is amazing. I just think as a place, it's kind of hard to beat.
Yeah. Yeah, I would say I would agree with that. I think if you put, and I love St. George's, but if you put Coppenwood in the middle of the GTA, the way Lambton or St. George's or something like that, it probably would be. It'd probably be in the top 3 conversation.
I think it would
every conversation.
Agree. Very different, right?
Yeah.
Like that's an area with tons of land, and St. George's is really cool because it's right in the city. But we're spoiled.
We are. Lots and lots of questions today about the new Strixon irons, guys. We are under a different embargo, unfortunately, from the guys in the US. No, sorry, the UK and South Africa.
Does everyone
Australia?
have it in the UK, or
Everyone has it in the UK.
Okay, so it's just North America that doesn't have it?
Just North America. So our embargo is not for, and I've spoke to Strixon, and
it is what it is.
It is what it is. It is exactly what it is. I think for them, obviously the seasonality is important for them. So the season is not over really in North America yet. So they would ideally, if in a non-COVID year, they would still have had stock of 785, 585, but they completely sold out because golf just went bananas in the summer. So they're literally stuck with a 2-month window with nothing to sell.
I know, that's a bad spot.
In this region. Which is not ideal.
No.
So that's why. So we're still under embargo. We have heads and we have sets. We have 2 sets coming our way. We have the new golf balls. We have the new woods coming. We have all that sort of stuff.
Not sure why all of a sudden there's no super chats, guys.
Guys, there's a big banner that says no super chats up there. So we appreciate them. We're not being ungrateful, but we're trying to just be fair to the questions. We're enjoying these quick fire chats.
Absolutely.
Ben is asking, have we played the Donalda Club? Never played it.
I have. You could throw a rock to it. It's right there.
Literally, we are neighbours to the Donalda Club. Yeah, here it's...
Clubhouse is amazing.
Is it really?
So if someone wants to join a country club, join there.
Yeah.
Because there's a pool, there's tennis, there's... the course is good too.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say it's a bucket list, but it's nice.
Yeah. I played with one of the pros from there. We actually were on the Strixon trip to Pinehurst together.
Oh, yeah.
And it was interesting with the way he plays golf. He hits a lot of long irons off the tees and stuff and positions himself. And he said that's the way you have to play Donalda. You have to hit lots of 4 and 4 irons off the tee.
300 yards, 64, something like that.
Interesting.
So, yeah.
So, we'd love to play it one day. We'd really love to play it. We have a lot of great clients, so I'm sure at some point we will.
Beautiful.
I'm going to answer just Brett Anderson. I hate that you've put that in there and we wouldn't answer it.
We'll answer it.
Brett is asking, his dad has some trouble getting the ball in the air with his longer irons. Is there a ball he could use to increase his launch angle? There is, but it will be so subtle that I don't know if it would really make a difference. I would love your dad to get into either more lofted fairway woods or hybrids.
Good point.
That's just going to be the easiest way. So, we could recommend a Mizuno, RB Tour X. Something that spins a lot more and and the launch monitor looks better, but in actual fact, you might not see visual differences when your dad actually, changes. Get into some hybrids, or don't even kind of turn your nose up at a 7 or a 9 wood for your dad, because they are great little clubs.
My dad has trouble hitting the ball high enough when he's far from the green, and he has a 5 wood that used to be one that I used, a tailor-made one, like an R7 or something, and he can hit it 15 times higher than any iron. It's just way easier.
Justin saying tough weekend for T-Dubs.
What did he end up shooting? I didn't even see.
He shot, I think he was level on the week. He shot 2 over yesterday.
Considering he was 4 over at the start, he could have been worse.
Yeah, 76, 66. I mean,
it's a warm-up for him.
To me, he looks like he's swinging nicely.
Yeah.
I was talking again with a good friend of mine, Joe Hughes back home. Joe was made a really good point. He said Tiger just plays the game far too conservative.
I think that's fair.
He's just far too conservative. He's hitting it well. He's swinging it well. His speed is decent. He's kind of still 170 ball speed. He was every drive I've seen him at the weekend 169, 171. Right around there. So he's not. It doesn't look like he's hurting physically.
No.
He's
being careful.
He's still hitting. Yeah, maybe being careful. I don't think he's putting well at all.
No.
I think his putting has been off for a while.
He said that too. He doesn't feel like he's making putts.
Yeah.
Interesting, eh?
Yeah.
I'm hoping he gets it together for the old Masters.
Yeah.
But we'll see. I know. Whisker.
That's such a Whisker thing
Thank you,
to
Whisker.
do. 699. Please no super chats today.
Beers on Whisker. We'll take this one too. Comparison of MP20 MMC and JPX 921 Tour. I'm not sure which one to go for. I do not see an advantage of less forgiveness from the tours.
Guys are saying on your mic pack, I don't know if it's maybe because it's on your back. When you lean back, it's crackling like a Maddie.
I'm just going to put it on the desk. How's that?
Guys, let us know if that's better.
Might have been in my pants.
Yeah. Maybe that's what it was.
Okay, so MP20 MMC is a little bit more forgiving than a JPX 921 Tour. Is that fair to say?
Yes. Yeah. Oh yeah. Absolutely.
Okay. I do not see the advantage of less forgiveness. I mean, there might not be an advantage of the less forgiveness for you. It depends.
It just, if you are consistent, if your strike consistency is not quite as good and you do stray toe heel, that tungsten in the toe, the titanium pad on the back of MMC being able to spread the mass the way that it does, it will protect you on those mishits a little bit more than 921 Tour.
Makes sense. I had one here I wanted to grab. Come on.
Awesome, guys. Thank you. Paul Stewart, could have been a fart. Could have been a fart.
Not that particular one. It's always possible. But
always possible in here.
I'm a human being, so I mean, things come out. Oh, for God's sake, I hate when I do that. You know what this? I'm going to send these people an email. I want them to create the software feature where you can shortlist. So I want to make my own list. As I see a question, go answer next, answer next, answer next, versus going, oh, there was a question there. I'm going to go find it. I'm going to do that today.
Here's a question. This is just me thinking it. This is no business being on this chat, but what is the value of liking a video on YouTube? What is that? If we get 1 like or 1,000 likes in a video, does it mean anything or matter?
It's a great question. I'm not entirely sure.
Yeah. Because we do not ask people to like a video ever.
I almost said something. Yeah.
And
hell no.
And obviously other channels.
I say if you like it,
bombard people with liking their videos. It's the first thing they say is, before they've even done the video, they said like and subscribe, like and subscribe. And I get the subscribe part. That's different. But liking the video at the start of the video before you've seen the video, A, that doesn't seem right. No. And B, does it change the algorithm? Does it change the ranking of where you populate?
So the traditional thinking, and again, YouTube changes stuff very frequently, so I might be speaking out of date. But yes, if you launch a video and it gets a ton of views right away, a ton of conversion clicks, basically impressions versus actual views, and then people are engaging. Engaging means commenting or liking or subscribing. Yeah. Yes, it could potentially rank you higher than others. Is it worth saying it every time? Probably not, because it would get on my nerves. It gets on my nerves when I hear it, so I just really don't say it. That's why I do the thing with the screen where when you're watching the video, it pops out, it asks you to subscribe, but honestly, if you ignored it, there's no difference. So it's a YouTube thing in the Coles notes.
Yeah, interesting.
I don't expect you'll be doing it in today's intro, though.
No. I mean,
no. I won't.
No, we won't.
Nor would I want you to.
We won't. We have enough support. We have enough, people liking videos and things like that. And
if you like it, you'll like it.
If you like it, you like it. And
if you don't, you don't.
If you don't, that's it. Absolutely. We're okay with that too.
You won't hurt our feelings.
Nope. I've not.
More goodies. Something you like.
Matthew Gallagher, spin and launch correlation between different lofted heads. So I'm spinning a 9-degree sim at 1800, 165 balls with 13 launch. Lovely numbers. Shot for shot, what would the 10.5? That's a really interesting one, Matthew. It does not have a ratio attached to it. All right, it does not have a 1-to-1 ratio. So you can't go from being 13 launch 1800 to 14.5 launch and 2100 just because you changed the static loft. It just doesn't work that way, which is really interesting.
Dynamically not the same, is it?
Nope, dynamically not the same. It's a bit like the way I'm trying to think about changing my driver swing a little bit, and it's going to need to require a different driver. The more I've always swung out to the right, into out, I've had to close the face and shut the face down in rotation. So I've had to have some loft because I'll lose the loft. Okay. Because I'm more neutral than I've ever been, I've actually been able to go lower loft and still have really neutral numbers because I'm not shutting the face down in rotation the way I used to.
That makes a lot
of sense. It's really changing
my
delivery numbers.
Just it's as you said, the word dynamics is what explains all of it. It's 100%. What occurs in motion.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah, so guys are basically, they're saying, there's lots of people saying it changes, your video will get recommended to viewers, blah, blah, blah. But there's also a ton of people going, I'm super happy you guys don't do it.
I just find it, I just think it's annoying.
Yeah.
It would annoy me, so.
Yeah. It's good to know. I was just thinking that over the weekend, and I saw, like, there are videos that are significantly less viewed than ours that have way more likes,
Yeah.
and I wonder
That's
if
the reason.
Yeah,
That's the reason.
interesting. Cool.
I don't think people like being told what to do. If there's one thing I could learn from my life, I don't think people like being told what to do. I really don't.
I mean, listen, I think there's a part of me that goes, if you are a YouTuber, if you are someone that solely your kind of income, relies on the performance of your video,
Yes.
I would maybe be more inclined to kind of throw that in there, because like
That's fair.
it's kind of like me saying, like, if you come to TXG and you have a great experience, like, please leave a Google review.
I agree with that.
Right.
But you haven't asked them to leave a Google review before they're fit, though.
Not before
I
they're
still
fit.
think you're being more fair with it.
Yeah.
Personally.
Yeah.
You're not wrong, though. It is a bit of a game, YouTube, let's be honest. We
Yeah.
just have to choose for us,
Yeah.
according to our taste, what games we want to play. I don't want to play them all. I know you don't either.
No.
I don't mind some of it.
We've
but,
never
like,
really wanted.
some of it gets a little old, and it's, you know.
Drew makes a great point. Since you guys mentioned liking the video, the count
know.
has gone way up.
So funny.
It's doubled, and
Yeah.
it's just interesting.
It is very interesting.
You know, because there's a lot of you are saying that you just don't do it, just don't ask, and then there's lots who go, I'll like it.
I know. Well, the funny part is, it's like if you're made aware of it, you'll do it. Like I like lots of videos on YouTube, but I don't like them.
Yeah.
I don't click the like. I just like them.
I know.
That's fine too.
I know. Well, it's funny, and I know we're going off on a tangent, but I kind of like
That's what
it.
Mondays are for.
Yeah. But it's interesting, you know, the things that you see, the trends, right? And you see that there's some people out there now that they're bringing in you know, girls into the videos and doing that sort of thing. Like, the value portion of what we do is knowledge and expertise and performance and differences and stuff like that. The value in that one is there's entertainment and there's eye candy for 25 minutes or 22 minutes, whatever it may be.
And the problem is, we know it's temporary. Like, obviously, if we had a bunch of Instagram models on, I'm sure we'd get lots of views. But the problem
Tons of views.
The problem is that I find personally, creatively, after a video like that, or like the original Tiger Irons video, or even T-Height, which, don't get me wrong, I think T-Height was a really good video.
Yeah.
But creatively, I find it a bit tough to deal with when you make a video the week after you think is really good, but for many reasons, it performs lower. But it doesn't really mean it's a worse video or it has less knowledge. It may even, in fact, have more. So that's where it's like the game of it, I think it leads creators down a very unsatisfying road if you chase it too much. If you only chase the views, it's going to be tough for you long term, because you cannot possibly put out a video like that every week. You can't. It's impossible.
Yeah, guys, appreciate you letting us chat about this stuff, because
it's our weekly meeting.
Yeah, and you guys obviously are the ones that count. Like, it's kind of like inviting you guys into our meeting, you know, because ultimately what counts is what you guys like, and we're going to do things that you guys like. So on a Monday, feel free to leave those suggestions if there is things that you guys want us to do or change, or how you'd like the channel to evolve. Like, we have our ideas, but ultimately you guys are the ones who get to vote with your views.
Absolutely, well said. Speaking of which, do you want to pop and do our little? We're going to do a little members only session for about half an hour. Do you want to take one more for the road, though? I
haven't seen one that I liked. I was just looking for Joe's one. There was Joe's always got some good insights. Our pal Joe. Starbucks for Ian. Yeah, always. Look, you know it. Best graphic design. Dave Morrison, best graphite design Tour AD shaft to increase launch and keep spin down. I mean, you're asking for opposite things to happen there. So if we are to increase launch, we have to increase dynamic loft or strike height. If we are to decrease spin, we have to also increase strike height or narrow spin loft. Those two things are not likely to happen just by a shaft change. I don't buy into the unicorn high launch low spin shafts. High launch low spin shafts are generally more tip active shafts that are paired up with a head that offers a slightly lower spin profile. So that generally is where that comes from. So the mythical high launch low spin shaft, it doesn't really exist.
Yeah, it doesn't really exist, does it?
Not really.
We've seen it do the opposite many times.
Yeah.
Oh, Colin, new member, welcome.
Welcome, my man.
And there were many others. I only
Andrew.
got some of them. So, there's another one. If I missed you, please accept this as a welcome for you also.
Patrick, welcome, Patrick.
Okay, Patrick. Hello.
Ben. Ben. I think Ben. Ben was the one asking about the Donalda questions. Maybe let us know, Ben. Are you local
Ben, are you
too?
a local lad?
I would imagine your
Maybe he's a member.
the nature of your question being that specific to Donalda. I'd imagine you're a neighbour of ours, of some in the GTA here.
Absolutely.
What Mizuno iron is equivalent to T100S? I'd say MP20 MMC or the JPX 921 forged. Those two are same loft, similar profile. Probably 921 forged is the biggest, MMC would be second, and then T100S would be marginally smaller than both. But in terms of the design with the weight, the tungsten in the toe, I think 921 forged, MMC would be the closest.
Good point, yeah.
Yeah.
Good point.
All right, guys, we're going to head on over Ben's and Barry. Ben's and Barry, so not too
Ben's
close.
and Barry's uncle is a member of Donalda. Very cool.
Oh, nice. Nice, Ben. Very cool. Well, I think we're going to head on over to the members live. If members who are on this, come on over, come and join us. We love doing these because it gets us to chat to you guys.
Absolutely.
But we can sort of dive into some specific stuff with our
The
members.
So give me 4 to 5 minutes.
Awesome.
And then go to the community page and you'll see a link.
A couple of minutes.
All
okay,
right.
love
Thanks,
you and leave
guys.
you guys. Have a
Yep.
great week. Some cool vids coming.
Yes.
Chromesoft X
Thumbs X.
review.
TSI Fairway Woods review.
Yep, maybe a little comparison, a little TSI and Sim Fairwood comparison.
Yep.
Really, really cool.
All members, if anyone's asking. I'm doing an every member live.
Yep.
Any level. So it's for everybody today.
Any level. What else have we got? A little on-course entertainment.
The lads are going to play. We'll get at least 9 in.
We love. I mean, guys, I don't know if it's really loved on the channel. The whole kind of indoor rounds. We love playing the indoor
I
rounds.
think at least a few people like it.
Yeah,
Well,
I think
I know
a
at
few
least 2 do.
We love it.
We like it.
Yeah, when we were playing, we were so sad when obviously the end of lockdown and we weren't kind of doing any more of our rounds and stuff like that.
We were playing.
We were playing a bunch.
A couple times a week, weren't we? So we'll rekindle it. We'll pick an appropriate course, maybe an old favorite.
Aye.
And make that our last thing. Yeah, quick. I need a bathroom break too. Okay.
Okay.
We will see you on the live if you're a member. If
Guys,
not, we'll see you next week.
Have a great week. See you soon.